see the video, you won't see any of this. It'll just be we just started. It'll be hello, I'm Ron. Welcome, everyone. It's good to have you here. This is Ageless Balance. Today on Ageless Balance, we're going to do seated warm-ups, seated endurance, cardio, and then we are going to do some standing hips, lower body strength for mobility and stability. Let's go. Welcome, everyone. This is the official start now. Welcome, everyone. I am Ron. This is Ageless Balance. We are going to start out with, I said that before, but one more time, we're going to do some moving and grooving in the chair. Then we're going to go and stand up, work on the lower body, and sit down for cool downs. And that's it. If you are ready, let's just start out with slow, bringing the feet up off the floor. Let me turn at an angle here. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out, ears over shoulders, over hips. Always keeping that neutral position, making sure you don't bend and twist. No bend me, shape me. Just up. And as you go, start bringing that foot up just a little bit higher. Remember, heel first, then ball of the foot, up and down, nice and slow, nice and soft. You're controlling that movement on each leg, up and back down, not letting the shoulders roll forward. Don't flop the foot on the floor. This is just up and up. Keeping the heels up, making a nice, easy toe tap, ball of the foot tap, kind of, and up. Get the arms going too. Little march here, opposite arm, opposite leg. We'll try that again. Now, opposite arm, opposite leg. I say opposite arm, opposite leg, and I'm doing the same one. I'll get it. Just give me a couple seconds. My brain catches up eventually. And a little higher, a little slower. Bring it up. Get those hip flexors warmed up. To lift, keep the knee at 90 as you do it. You don't want to drop that heel in. Up. That was same arm, same leg again. Yup. I can't talk and think at the same time. And up. And two more. One on each side. Lift it and back down. Feel the front of the hips working. Roll the hips up so you can feel the lower abs working at the same time. Tapping out to the side. We are just out and back. As you step out, toe stays forward and bring it back in. Hips don't move. None of this. No rolling. As you do this, it is shoulder blades back, tap out, and bring it in. Out and in. Maintain. Neutral position, back of the head to the tailbone is a straight line. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. There's always room, well, for jello, but there's always room for bringing those shoulder blades back just a little bit more. Out, out. Arm pushes as the leg goes out. Toe forward and back. You're not going very far. All the work on the outside of that hip, right down the outside of the leg. Medial glutes, middle of the butt. Push out. And bring it in, out. Take that hand, lead with the palm, rotate the hand as you push out, and back, out, and bring it back. Not too bad. And one more each side, one over there, and one over there, and bring it back in. Just the arms this time, come out to have that glute fold right between the leg and the butt, right on the edge of the chair. We're going to bring the arms back behind us as far as you can get them without leaning into this. You want to get the movement through the shoulder. So bring the arms up, shoulder blades back, chest out, chin up. Feel the stretch through the chest, through the front of the shoulders, and then hands up overhead. Bring the arms up, roll the shoulder blades back, chest is out. Deep breath in and back again. Roll those shoulder blades together and back. Squeeze them. You want to feel those muscles working between the shoulder blades to pull them in and back up again. Hands over the top. Roll the shoulder blades back so you can get just a little bit of extension through the spine. Deep breath in, exhale, and bring it down. Arms back and back. Bring it up. Stretch it and arms down. Next is just that. Arms up on the sides. Roll the shoulder blades back. Sweeping them up as high as you can get the hands, as much as the shoulders will give you to get that arm up. Bring it up again, up over the top. Want to get as much movement through that shoulder, as much flexibility. Get those muscles warmed up. Get that joint with some fluid in it up there. If you had any pain, it should be going away about now. That's a beautiful thing about the exercise. It gets rid of those little joint aches. Up, if you do it right. If you don't push it too hard, little at a time. One more time, up. Arms over the top and bring them down. Shake that out. Side bend, up and over. Hand right straight up. Ear on the inside of the upper arm. And we're going to take and bend. Elbows stay straight as you reach it at a diagonal. Roll that shoulder up as high as it goes. The reason the ear is on the inside of the arm is so you don't just drop it down, causing all sorts of stress on those neck bones. And bring it down, other side. The thing you throw out or make soup out of on Thanksgiving. Reach. I don't know what you do with the neck. We just always threw it away. That whole bag of stuff, yeah, we didn't need it. Up and back down. Again, shake that out. Leg goes out to the side. Arm comes up and bring it back in again slowly. Concentrate on keeping the hips straight, right pointed forward. Don't let the hips turn at all. Don't let the knees drop out. Foot comes up, goes to the outside. Arm comes up and bring it back in. Again, I'm going to have you stay on this side. You really have to tighten those core muscles up. Bring those hips forward, roll that pelvis up and out, arm up and back in. You're going to feel a lot of work going on down there to keep you from moving those hip bones, those sits bones. Other side, same thing. Step up, toe stays forward, arm comes up, bring it back and in. Out and in. Slower you go, the harder it is. Foot goes right out to the side and comes right back in. Nothing to this at all. Here's where the hard part is, keeping that heel in with the toe in line. One more time. Out, up, in, and down. Get your back straight. Grab onto the chair. We're going to go out and in. So you want to grab onto the back of the chair so that you keep the shoulder blades out. You are out on the edge of the chair as far as you can get, and it's up and out, up and in. You're pushing off the balls of the feet like that and back again, keeping the knees, toes, ankles all in alignment, out and back. It can be really small. It doesn't have to be super big, but as muscles warm up, you'll notice that you can pick up, feet out and up and back in. Don't do what I just did as part of your movement. It's really hard on the back. You should not be counterbalancing by going back like that. You want to stay up front in the neutral position and in, out. Again, concentrate on keeping those knees, toes, and hips all in alignment. Knees, toes, and ankles, sorry. And in, out. In. If you're comfortable with it, you can do this with it. Out and back. Seated jacks. I think seated jacks are harder than standing jacks. I really do. They work the outside of the hips a whole lot more. Well, step jacks. Up and in, out and in. A couple more. This is good. Now we're going to do it for another 5 seconds. So we get 3 more and down. 2. Last one right there. And bring it down, bring it in. Tap and tap. So you're going to tap the toe, a little harder than tapping the heel. Tapping the heel is easy. Pick it up, push. You're using those muscles on the back of the lower leg to pull that heel up so you can tap the toe. And we need those calf muscles strong to lift the leg out, to lift the heel as we step. Tap and out. Shoulder blades back. There's always room for pulling the shoulder blades back. There always is. Out and in, out. Arms up. We're going to keep going with those feet. Now, at any point in time, I'm going fairly slow. If you want to speed it up, feel free. That's all you. You can do that. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Out. Don't go forward as you're putting that foot down. Your shoulder blades are back, chest is out, you're pushing out, tapping the toe, shoulder blades are still back, reaching out, feeling the stretch through the upper back of that moving arm, through the shoulder blade, and back. Out. Rotate the hand as you push. We're burning calories for the rest of the week. Out, in, out, in. You go at your pace. If this is not the right pace for you, slow it down. Tap. Control is the most important thing you can do here. Picking that foot up, tapping the toe. All right, back here again. Foot out, reach, rotate the shoulders, coming across that knee. Don't just reach one arm across and not move the other arm. It is shoulder girdle moves together, front and back, and bring it in, other side, out. So as you bring that fist out, you're driving the elbow behind you at a diagonal and in and back. Keeping yourself straight, hips flat on the chair, sits bones don't move so you don't stress that lower back. You don't want to strain the lower back, not this week. Out and back. Any other week is fine. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. Shouldn't do it. Back. Out. Out. And bring it back in. That was fun. Arms up. One leg at a time, opposite arm, opposite leg. Knee comes up, hand comes down, and back up again. Down and up. Most important thing here, shoulder blades stay back. Down and up. If you can't do this out on the edge of the chair without leaning forward, come back on the chair a little bit. Let the chair help you. Up and back down. Knee stays at 90 on this one. You got a 90-degree bend in there. Up, down, squeeze. Again, nice and tight on the core. Bring the hips forward in that pelvic tilt. And up. Same with the upper body. You bring the shoulders out, chest out, and in, and bring it down. Just stay with the lower body here. Just going to walk the feet out. Toes pointing forward, outer diagonal, heels come out, toes come out, everything straight forward, back in again. It's pretty straightforward in how we do this. Point it right out there. Don't let the knees and the legs do all the work to move out. This is the toes roll out, so you're working the muscles around the ankle, pulling those toes out, knees stay over the ankles, and then ankles come out. You want to feel all the movement happening through the ankles, not through the legs. And back in again, walk them in. And this is giving us that flexibility and strength, but flexibility is really important through the ankles. They have to be able to move. If you want to walk on uneven surfaces, or if you do catch something, an edge of something, you want that ankle to be able to move, correct, and come back again. And that only comes from the flexibility of that joint. All right. Arms back up again. Back to what we did before, but we're going to do a rotation, bringing the elbow around and back up again. So what you don't want to do, we're not looking at twisting and turning at the same time. Twisting and turning. Twisting and bending at the same time. So what you want to keep is that back in neutral, elbow down. You can crunch a little bit, but you're not going to get the elbow to the knee. It's around and squeeze. Hips roll up. Feel that pelvic tilt coming up front by squeezing the lower abs. Feel the chest come forward by squeezing the upper abs. Belly button to rib cage and up. So the knee comes up and over, but not letting the sits bones turn. They stay right where they are. Hips stay forward and around, so don't do that drop. Really bad for the back. Round and up. Couple more. One more each side. Let's do one over here and then one over here. And bring it down. All right. Heels up. Little agility here. First, we'll just raise the heels up. Feel the muscles working in the back of the lower legs, those calf muscles. Shoulder blades are back. There's always room to roll the shoulder blades back and down. Sound like Bill Cosby. There's always room for Jello. Up and back down. Key here. Ball of the foot all the way across as you lift the heels up. So don't let the feet roll out to the outside. Work really hard keeping those inner thighs working to hold the foot flat on the floor. Strengthening up the ankle in the correct position. If you're rolling out with the ankles to the outside, that puts you in a real bad situation for falls. You're already out here if you trip at all, plus you don't have that solid base underneath you of the feet. You want as much surface area on the floor as possible, on the ground, up and back down. Start out, grab onto the bottom of the chair, shoulders back, and just this little movement off the balls of the feet. Doesn't have to be real fast, but you want to make sure that your form is right. Ears, shoulders, hips, all lined up. Grab onto the bottom of the chair to hold the shoulder blades back, and then see if you can let go and still keep the feet going. Knees, toes, all in the same direction, pointing right straight out. Don't let them go to the outside. Then you want to see if you can go a little faster with it. A little faster. Doesn't have to be real fast. Very small movement, just picking them up off the floor. Just a little bit, popping. So you're pushing off the balls of the feet more than lifting the leg. And back down. So we can also do that out and in, out and in. So you go at your pace. If that's like this, that's fine. Just stay off the heels. Keep the heels up in the air as you're going and doing this. And back in and out and in and out. Should feel that. Quadriceps, hip flexors, lungs. All right. Excuse me. Feet out a little wider. So your toes forward, hang on to the bottom of the chair to start out with. We're going to go into a march with the wide legs. You're going to feel this on the outside of the hips, making sure the leg comes up straight, foot and toe. So what you don't want is if you lift that leg and have that foot come in, you need it to the outside. You're going to feel it a lot more. Example, bring the leg up with the knee in and then roll that leg out. You're going to feel the muscles working on the outside of the hip, about halfway down the thigh, up to the top of that hip. So it's out, pointing forward, and see how you can get it up, keeping the shoulder blades back. Roll them back. You don't have to watch the feet. Just let them come on up. No movement through the upper body. This is all lower body doing all the work here. Hip flexors. This is helping us. 1, work the outer thighs. 2, lifting that leg coming off the toe, works the calf muscles. We're working the ankle muscles as well, out wide like that. Inner thighs are stretching out a little bit as we do it. Up, in and out, in and out. Man, I am feeling this one. This is a good exercise. Bring it in. Wide march, narrow march, wide and narrow. All right, hands out to the sides. Shoulder blades are back. Find your neutral before we start again. Same thing. Out, out, in's a tap, and the other way. So it's out, out, in. That's brain stuff again. I hate that. 1, 2, shoulders, and out, cross body, and back. So you want to make sure that those shoulders are both turning, so you're keeping them in a straight line. And back, out, in, across. You can go a lot slower if you want, up to you. You just want to make sure those hips aren't turning as we're doing this. If you go too fast, you're going to lose control of the core, and you start turning the hips. You don't want that. You never want to feel those sits bones moving off the chair or moving around on the chair. And try that again. There we go. Once I lose the pattern, I'm in trouble. Out, trouble, in, and cross. All right, you should stop doing that now. Hands up. One more. One more. Roll the shoulder blades back. Elbows back as far as you can get them so you keep the shoulder blades in a straight line. Elbows go back by squeezing those muscles in the upper back. As they contract, they bring the arms back. We want just that, and we're going to go into a rotation. You're going to practice not letting the hips, the sits bones move at all. Little movement, nice and slow, chin up, elbows back. Concentrate on the form more than anything else. And up. Feet are flat on the floor. Knees stay forward. So again, you don't want to turn the entire body. That just puts stress on the lower back. Lower back does not rotate. So that means the muscles just pull. If you get down in there and back to center, around. If you've got any tweaking going on in the lower back, stop. If you're bending forward at all, you've got to bring it back. Bending and rotating at the same time. Horrible for the spine. Back and around. Leg up. Around. Making that knee stay right straight forward. Up. Rotate. Back and down. Nice and slow. Chin up. Elbows back. Reset before each move. And then bring it down. Other leg up. Get in that neutral position and rotate. You want that spine straight so that when you're rotating, you're not grinding on those vertebrae. In and down, up, around, back, arms down. That was the seated fun part. Now we're going to do the standing fun part. Up you go. Up, up, up. Grab a drink of water. We will be using the chair because we are going for strength. So remember, anytime we're working the muscles around the core for strength, not for balance, you want to hold the chair so that you stay in the neutral position. But you don't have to lean into it completely and just lay on the arms. You want to use the core a little bit. So you got that hand out there, on there, lightly on the back of the chair. You're pulling the leg out to the side and you're bringing it back in again. Toe, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, ear, all in alignment. Staying right straight up as you bring that foot out to the side. Toe forward, heel, leading, and bring it back in again. Foot straight on the floor. Hip in. And back down. Do not let that hip roll out. That gives no strength to those muscles on the side of the hips to keep them stable. And back in. Out. Legs are parallel, same plane. Sorry, not parallel. Out in the same plane. Feeling those muscles work in the outside of the hip and in the medial glute right there, middle of the butt. And back down. Shoulder blades back. Keep your neutral. Line up over that leg. Hip in. There is so much. All you're doing is lifting your leg out to the side. It should not be this difficult. Up. And I shouldn't feel it so much in the hips. Up. I tell you, I got to work this more. In. Out. Should feel it in both hips. This one's lifting. This one is working to keep the hip in alignment with the rest of the body. And down. Other side. So a lot of things happen when you just let that hip roll out. One, you're out of alignment all the way down, so you're putting stress on all the joints. You're also not strengthening up these muscles to bring you in. Because if it does this, when you're kicking that leg out, if the hip comes in, there's a really good chance that as you're walking, the hips are going back and forth. You're sashaying. That's a dance thing, right? Sashaying. All right. Shoulders back. Ready. Out. And back in. Get yourself upright. Get yourself upright. Don't be doing what I was doing. Don't do that. That was just bad. Hip in, leg out to the side, toe forward, leg back, not out. Most common thing, up and out. What people do when they do this. I think lean way out to the other side to get the leg real high. You don't feel the muscles working when you do that. You want to lift that leg up. Squeeze it. If I've got my hip in alignment over here, I cannot get much height out of that moving leg. Up. That's all I can get as long as I keep myself lined up here on the stationary leg and down. Up. Such a good exercise, so important. And back in. 2 more. Squeeze it. You want to feel that on the outside of this hip. Make it happen. You make it happen. You do that. Up. Tight. Shoulder blades back. Lined up. And bring it back in again. My hips are tired. Let's go front to back. Side of the chair. We are going to do split squats. Hand on the back of the chair. Knee over the ankle on the front leg. Back foot on the ball of the foot. Toes are down, only to balance you. All the movement happens off the ball of the foot. So we take that back leg, drop the knee down, keeping it in alignment with the foot. So you don't want the foot going one way and the knee going the other. That happens a lot. So you want to make sure that it's happening all lined up so you're not putting stress on that knee joint. Coming right straight down. Heel comes down, knee goes down to the floor. And then pushing up, roll the hip forward, up, and lift. Let me do this the other way. Okay, so we're going to take that foot back, drop down, knee and toe, same direction. Underneath, so you're coming underneath. The hip comes down and then up. It's a nice smooth move all the way up and then all the way down again. Core works, lower abs to roll that hip in. Back of the leg to squeeze those muscles, to straighten out the knee, up and back down. Hold the core in tight, come right straight up and back down. If you feel any fatigue in that front leg, change up how you're doing it. Really concentrate on that back leg. Heel down to the floor, rolling the hip and lifting the heel, squeezing all the muscles from the heel up to the top of the hips and back down. So we're working the hamstrings, we're working the glutes. Best exercise you can get to get back there. Standing, up and back down. Don't need weights for this. There's just absolutely no reason. You're tightening those muscles up. You're squeezing hard. All right, other side. This is a key exercise. You can do this. You got a counter in front of you when you're just standing, waiting for the microwave to get done. Use it. Use it just to hold you up. That way, what you're making sure of is that you're not leaning forward because that puts all the weight into that front leg and unfortunately the knee. You want to use that back leg. Use those big muscles. Glutes, hamstrings, quads get involved. Big muscle groups. Pushing through that front foot. If you go up into the toes, you're running up through the meniscus in the knee. Those aren't big muscles. Those are not made for that whole body weight thing. They'll do it for a while, but eventually they'll just say, you're not doing this right. I'm done. Down. Ball of the foot on the floor, flat all the way across. Bring it up and back down. Roll it. Bring it up and down. Feel these muscles all the way through the hips. Would ya? Bring it up. Great glutes exercise. Remember, it's an arc. Comes down, in, and then up, and then back again. Not using the front leg, which mine just did. Squeeze that back leg and relax. So I like doing that just separately, holding onto a chair, because you really need to focus on this back chain to make that happen. All right, those were the glutes. We did the sides. We should do the front. Forward leg raise, a little bend in the knee, up you come. You're looking here, hip, knee, toe, shoulder, all in alignment. And the other side, the hip is in. You're lined up over that stationary leg. Other foot comes in, comes up. Stationary leg, little bend in the knee. Foot is flat. Think about it. Make sure that it's full surface contact. Up. See if you can get it just a little higher. Be really careful on this one as you're lifting that leg, not to let the chin come to the chest. Wow, look, I can get my leg so much higher. Nothing is happening except you're putting your back under strain. It's up, that little bend in the knee, shoulder blades are back, maintaining neutral. Feeling this right in the front of the hips. These muscles in the front of the hips are lifting that entire leg up. The knee is bent just a little bit. That's working the quadriceps. Keep that little bend in the knee, and they're tight because you're not letting that knee move. Up. Feel that other leg working again. Again, a little bend in the knee. Keep the toe pointed forward as you're doing this. Mine wanted to go in. I really have to work on strengthening up the outside of that foot and leg to keep that toe lined up. One more time. Up and back down. Other side. When I work with older people individually, one thing I notice is if they walk with the feet straight like this, that's their natural stance, that's their natural gait. Same thing on the other side. Their hips are in so much better shape. They are so much more mobile than somebody whose foot turns out to the outside. A lifetime of that foot out there just wears on the joints. Hip, knee, ankles, all of them. And back down. Up. I was fortunate. I had to teach myself that for running. My foot used to go out. And when I first started running, I noticed that and I thought, that shouldn't be. So I started turning my legs or my feet in. It took a year to get the muscles to work so that they did go straight automatically. Up. But I think it's why I've been able to run all my life. I was really careful with my joints. And back down. A couple more. Bring it up. A little bend in both knees. Stationary leg. Foot's flat on the floor. Up. Hold it. The longer you hold it there, the more you're going to feel it. Yeah? Yeah? Good way? All right. Back to the other side. We're going to work the quadriceps specifically. Thighs. Up. Big. Big muscles. Knee up. 90 degrees. Extend. And back in. So it's up. Find your neutral. Bring that foot up. Make sure you're not down there. Roll the shoulder blades back. And then extend the leg out. Here again, you can do all sorts of more movement if you lean into it. But again, all we're doing is stressing the muscles out. Putting a lot of strain on the muscles in the back. Up. We're setting ourselves up for injury. And down. That's not what we're here for. There's no setup. Hold it like that. Feel the muscles work. Don't lock the knee out completely, though. Knee up and out. Higher you bring that knee up, the less the foot's going to come up, but more you're going to feel it in that quadriceps. And last one. Up and out. Hold. And back in. You know, there's ankle weights and all these other things that people use. And in my world, I don't think you need it. I'm sure you don't. When you put weight on the joints like that, especially those ankle weights, man, you're putting all sorts of stress on the joints up the leg. It's more important if you just do this exercise correctly, shoulder blades back. If you're not doing the form right to begin with, and then you put weights on, you're going to go even more out of form trying to get that leg to come up. You're better off just getting the exercise right, squeezing those muscles yourself, those isometrics, tighten them up. Stance leg, bend in the knee, flatten the foot. Foot flat on the floor. That's what I said. You heard it right. Out and back. So my knee was going down because that's way easier. I need to get it up as high as I can. If you need to, hang on to the back of that leg. Out and in, but then try to let go a little bit. You're going to feel it a whole lot more. And back. Shoulder blades are back. Chest is up. Hip is up. Kick is up, and it's good. And down. One more time. Out and back in. Front chain. We're going back to the back chain. Knees side by side. Heel up. And back down. Body stays in neutral. Here's the normal on these. Either this or the knees move. In other words, kind of letting the knee go forward as you bring it up, instead of getting the foot back, using these muscles in the quad or in the hamstrings and the glutes to do the work to lift. And back down. Core stays tight. You stay upright. Stationary leg, little bend in the knee, foot flat on the floor. The floor. Tap. Up. That made me think of the old Pink Panther movies. The fleur. Up. And down. Take your time with it. You come up as high as you can. Stop. The minute the leg stops, one more squeeze. Hold for a count. And then back down. If you hold that last squeeze for too long, Charlie horse, up, hold, and release. Back down. That little extra squeeze is giving you twice as much from that exercise. Other side, other leg. Get your form first. Shoulder blades back, chest out, chin up. Knees side by side. And heel comes up. However high it is for you that you get to. Wherever that is, that's where you stop. Don't lean forward so that it feels like that heel's going up higher. It's not about that. It's about making those muscles work just a little bit more in the back of the upper leg. Up. Squeeze it. Knee stays pointed to the floor. And back down. See, I look like I only have one leg above the knee. Up. And back. Couple more. Really concentrating on that stationary leg, foot on the floor. Back down. We're running out of time completely. Up. And back down. Calf muscles. We're really going to do them this time. Feet on the floor, flat. Balls of the feet. Full surface contact on the balls of the feet, inside to outside. So instead of up and rolling out, it's right up. And back down. Up, had my feet too close together. I wasn't using the inside of the legs as much. And those are those little adjustments you can make. Look for what works right for you so that you can feel the muscles working. We're looking for those inner thighs. Calf muscles are the primary muscle, lifting those heels up on top. Don't put all the weight into the toes. Everything is being pushed down through the ball of the foot. Up. Toes are there because there's nowhere else for them to go. And up. They're just waiting. All the work's being done through the ball of the foot. And back down one more time. Roll it. Bring it up. Tighten up. And back down. Tighten up now. That's a song too. We're done with that part. Grab a drink of water. We're going to sit down again. We got some lower body stretching we need to do. Because you should feel that feet all the way up to the hips, front to back. We work all those muscles all the way up. All right. First thing, toe back, knee bent, shoulders square. So you're looking right at that foot, but you're not looking down at it, chin to chest. You're up here. Shoulder blades are back. And then a little bit of a lean. You're looking for that stretch. Back of the lower leg, not the back of the knee. Below the knee, into the heel. Only. And you need to adjust for this one to make that happen. I had my leg down too far, and that stretch was going right up through the back of the knee, so I had to put a little more bend in it. Get those shoulder blades back a little farther. This is a very small move, bringing these shoulders down toward that toe. But the shoulders are always right in alignment with that foot. Get the toe back as far as you can. Like I said, all you're looking for is that stretch in the lower half of the leg. Once it starts to stretch, stop and just hold it for 30 to 45 seconds. Take some deep breaths while you're in here. Relax. All right. Foot relaxed. Knee extended just a little bit more. We're going to go for those hamstrings. You're looking for above the knee, into the butt. And lean into it. And the stretch in the lower back feels good too. Down, down, down. So if you're not feeling it back there, a couple things you can do. Bring the knee down a little more. Bring the shoulder blades back more. That's really one of the first things you want to do as you're leaning into it. And down. Again, and what you do today may not be what you do tomorrow, the next time you stretch it. It changes every day. Every part of every day. Depending on how stretched out that muscle is before you got into it, how warm it is. really, if you have anything that day that's keeping that muscle tight. Other side, bending the knee, toe back, coming down square to the foot. Lower leg only. Heel to below the knee. The calf muscles are all we're looking to stretch out here. Again, the more you can get that little curve in the lower part of the back, sink in, roll the shoulder blades back as you come down, the more you're going to feel the stretch in the calf. If you don't feel it, toe up, knee down a little bit or up a little bit. Find the right combination for you. And back up, relax the foot. Knee relaxes a little bit, and down you go. Again, stretches in the back of the thigh, those hamstring muscles. See if I can find them. There we go. So this one's way more stretched out than the other side. So my knee is straighter on this side now. But if I get the shoulder blades back, I can't come down as far. Deep breath. Exhale. You can get just a little bit deeper. Remember, all you need to feel is that muscle starting to stretch. Anything past that is just the body fighting you, and you'll lose. I say that all the time. When you're trying to get more of a stretch out of you than the body will give you, the muscles tear, the muscles strain. And bring yourself back up again. Felt good, didn't it? Rotation, feet forward, back of the hand on the opposite leg, opposite thigh. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. Using that back hand to do the rotation. Chin has to stay up on this, shoulder blades back. Taking that back shoulder, rolling it around, using that hand in the front. Don't let yourself turn. Don't let the knee come out. I should stop showing what not to do. I'll end up getting hurt. Shoulder blades back one more time. Squeeze them. And we're there. Other side, same thing. Left hand, right thigh for me. Shoulder blades back, chest out. Taking that right hand and pulling that shoulder around. Using the chair for leverage. Shoulder blades back one more time. And back to the middle. Felt that in lower back. I knew that I didn't have my shoulder blades back far enough. Couple deep breaths. Down underneath. Lay on top of the thighs. Bring the arms up. Shoulder blades back as you bring the arms over the top. Then let that bring you up. Deep breath in through the nose. Force the stomach out. First you fill the lungs. Exhale right here. Get it all out. So first thing you do is fill the lungs nice and deep. As you come up, then force that stomach out. Feel the lungs open up. Lower lungs will get stretched out a little bit. Exhale as you bring the arms down. Full exhale. Get all the garbage out of your lungs so you can get fresh air in. Roll the shoulders back. It's garbage. That's exactly what it's called. And forward. We're good. We're good. We're good. Thank you guys for being here. I will see you on Wednesday. Remember, no class on Friday this week. Just Monday, Wednesday. Thank you, Nancy. Yep. Bye-bye. You bet. Thank you. Thanks. Same to you, Nancy. Thank you so much. Bye. How did I say that was only a 30-minute class? What the frig is wrong with me? What do we got going here? Close it down. End meeting. Close it down.